Welcome back. We now have the piece off of the CNC machine and we're just going to cut it free from the tabs that are holding it together here. I just use a chisel for this. I plan on doing a round over on the edges so it doesn't have to be exact, because those tabs will get cut off anyway when I round it over. Just gonna do a little light sanding to get some of the fuzzies, as people call them. Here's the sign right off of the machine before any kind of paint or anything or finish. So again, this is cherry veneer plywood. Making this for my nephew. So I'm making a St. Patrick's themed sign for his birthday, and I talked to his mom and found out what are the big things that he's interested in right now. We've got the show choir, we've got Boy Scouts, and baseball. So those are the three main things that he's into. So I went ahead and kind of put some things together and put his name on it and his birthday down here at the bottom. Next steps are going to be to paint this sign. If you noticed any of my other videos, a lot of times I'll put tape on it before I cut them, and then I'll spray the sign. I'm going to try something different. I'm actually going to try and hand paint this sign. There's some very fine details in here, but I have some thoughts on how I might be able to paint this by hand, you know, and kind of eliminate some of the issues that I've had with overspray in the past. You know, I know I could do, you know, maybe a better job of taping it off, but I thought I'd give this a try nonetheless. So stick around and let's see how this sign turns out. Now, I really like the 1/8 inch round over bit in that little hand router. I think it does an excellent job at softening that edge consistently, breaking the edge consistently, and I think it gives it a nice overall appearance in the end. All right, well, we're going to get some paint and we'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. So I say welcome back. For you, it's been like a half a second. For me, it's been a few days. So I cut this during the week. It's now the weekend. Now I have more time. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do something a little different from a paint standpoint. Instead of trying spray paint, this time I happen to have some Rust-Oleum here, and these are micro brushes for hobbyists. They're very fine. I use them in some of my other models that I work with, and so I'm going to try and use that to paint in all of the detail pieces here and see if that works any better. I'm going to take my glasses off so I'm not constantly looking over them. Otherwise, I can't see detail up close anymore. What happens when you get old, right? So you can kind of see it starting to pop a little bit, I hope. Okay, let's cap that up for right at the moment. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and avoid that area that I've painted, but what I'm going to attempt to do is put some just an initial finish on this piece here, because if I get the paint too close to this top layer, again, it's pulling into some of the pores, and that becomes very difficult to sand out. So I noticed a little bit of that, Not a lot, but just a very little bit. So I think before I go any farther, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some of this tung oil finish on. And that'll seep down into the pores a little bit and may, you know, help to block some of that. I don't know what you want to call it. It's kind of like a straw. I mean, wood fibers or pores are like straws, right? They'll suck up all that liquid and pull it further in or deeper in. It's one of the reasons why a lot of guys like to finish, myself included, with you know, an oil finish, something that doesn't just sit on top of the wood, that actually, you know, it's fine enough that it'll be pulled into the pores of the wood, that'll be pulled in deeper into the wood. Hello.
Grandpa just called.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Sis is talking to him.
Okay.
Who's that for? Andrew?
Andrew. Mm-hmm.
What's Andrew's real name?
Andrew? What does that mean? What's his real name? His real name is Andrew. Just like your real name is Hannah.
Yeah,
right?
but Andy's name is not Andy. It's Andrew.
And just like Drew, his name is Andrew, but he goes by Drew. Right?
Now I'm confused.
Yeah, you should be. You should be thoroughly confused. I am making a video. I'll have to cut your part out though. Hey Hannah, because I got these gloves on and stuff, can you get me those yellow triangle things back there and lay them out for me?
Yeah.
Please? I'm going to need a bunch of them, so set them all out. Okay, get two more.
Oh, well, I grabbed 3.
Okay, set them out. Well, there we go. Now we'll just let this dry before we do any more painting. That hopefully should help seal some of these wood fibers that are close to the surface here, and that way we won't get any kind of bleed through or have it pull into that top grain. Obviously, I don't really care about the stuff below, but I want to try and seal up the top cherry so that because you won't be able to sand that out. So I need to kind of get that part sealed in there real nice. All right, our finish has had some time to dry. Remember, I put on a single coat of finish. So I don't know if you can see right here, but before I put the finish on, when I was painting, it started to suck in the black paint, and so that's why I put the initial coat of finish on to seal the wood a little bit. So that should help with. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good myself. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, we've got our initial coat of paint in all of the machine parts or machined areas. We're just going to let that dry, and we'll come back and we'll see if there's anything that needs a second coat. Then once that's dry, we'll give it a sand, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, we're closing in on the final product. As you can see, I've gone ahead and painted the edge banding green and kind of wrapped it around the front of the sign here. so that you can kind of see it when you're looking straight on at it. It looks pretty good. And again, this is just Rust-Oleum paint that I had to mix up to match the color spray paint that I typically use. Although I didn't use it here, I brush painted all of this. I did lightly sand the edge before painting it, just to make sure that the paint would adhere well. The only thing I have to do now is kind of clean up the back here and go around the edge of the back. You can see I kind of already did a little of it here, but I just need to kind of touch this up, and we'll put a couple more coats of tung oil on it when we're all done with the painting. Ultimately, I have my own painting palette because I never use enough paint to need to dip into the can. I'm going to go ahead and kind of touch up the areas that I've already started. Okay, everybody, that wraps it up for another episode of Hangin' with Harv. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button now and leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought of the project. Thanks a lot. Bye.